we as women weren't always sure we were going to be in the roles of, in the working roles. Now, I think we all felt we would be in the roles of doing very important volunteer work, very important board work. Even though I always wanted to be a lawyer, I don't think as I progressed through Vassar, I thought I was going to have, quote, a career. I really did think I'd be a wife and mother. And those were perhaps goals that were also not discouraged at Vassar.
I really prefer to do things with and for other people than to do things for myself. I find that boring and not terribly gratifying.
These are basically for yourself, though, Alice, as my dear roommate Jane Miller used to say to me. You do the things that you love to do and want to do, and they are really for yourself.
Sure.
And I can remember saying, no, but Jane, she'd say, Prill.
Well, they are for yourself, because what gives you satisfaction?
That's right.
And what gives me satisfaction is problem solving and trying to figure out a better mousetrap.
That's right.
When it says occupation, I decided a long time ago I was going to put volunteer.
Now I volunteer at SUNY Purchase at the Newberger Museum, and I volunteer at the JCC in Scarsdale.
I worked as a volunteer for a group called Choice, which is problem pregnancy counseling.
I am very active in horticultural pursuits. It's all a volunteer basis. I am active in garden clubs. I've been horticulture chairman for Federated Garden Clubs of New York State. I have been director of the garden clubs in Westchester and Putnam County. I am now president of the Friends of Lasden Arboretum. I just enjoy this sort of thing, dealing with plants. I have extensive gardens.
Found what I was doing really as a volunteer more interesting than what I had ever done as a lawyer.
What kind of volunteer was it? Is it?
Oh, I had been on the adult school board and at my synagogue and in our community, just stuff like that. Nothing world-shattering, just stuff that had to get done.
Yeah.
And I liked doing it.
I became a docent at the zoo.
The fact that I believe, and I think this came from Vassar, the need to give back to the community. That's why I'm happy to serve on some of these boards that I'm on. I think that all came from Vassar, something from Vassar that need to give back to the community.
And doing volunteer work. I've volunteered on the local level, and then I've also served our class as class officer and secretary.
I work, but I'm not paid.
Oh, you're a volunteer?
Volunteers, yeah. I'm the president of the board of a local library, and that's a lot of work. And I work on the Citizens Advisory Committee, which is a committee that advises the town on issues pertaining to our hamlet.
I was heavily engaged in volunteer work, and I was elected to the Pittsburgh School Board. And I've since run for election 5 times, twice in Pittsburgh for school board and here in Santa Barbara twice for the city council and once for mayor. I was appointed to the planning commission, and then when a vacancy turned up on city council, I decided to run for city council.
I'm on my way down to New York City for tomorrow's meeting of the board of the women fly fishers. And I am the treasurer. I've ended up being treasurer of every organization I've ever been part of.
End up being secretary. Secretary of every board I get on.
I have to be participating in my community in some way.
Actually, I was elected to the board of the local theater, and currently I'm president of the board. And that's really consuming all my time at the moment.
We're trying to create this part of downtown as an arts district.
So how much is this one going to cost?
Oh, the total bill is around $32 million now.
Wow.
It's a big one.
I am associated with Rutgers Center for Historical Analysis. I'm an associate fellow and on the advisory board, and that's a wonderful group.
I'm just beginning this volunteer work at OSE, which means Œuvre de Secours aux Enfants, which is mainly centered on children. I thought that if I had some free time, it would be good to give it to my community. And I also, right now, I'm working on the archives of the hidden children during the war.
Served on the what they call the representative town meeting, which is New England's old form of government, which was like a legislature. I did that for 6 years. Then I served on what was called the Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Agency, which really is sort of an offshoot of planning and zoning. Tried to have environmentally acceptable practices applied to zoning here. And then I went on the what we call the Board of Estimate and Taxation, which is analogous to a Board of Finance for the town, which was very interesting and quite challenging.
Basically runs the town.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are responsible for the development of the town budget and monitoring its implementation.
Being chairman of it, Jeanne, she leaves out these.
Midweek on a cloudy day, this is empty. But vacation times and weekends, it's a busy place. Lots happens. The city sponsors concerts in the park on the weekends, summer weekends.
And you say you and your husband helped build this?
No, we helped build a playground in a different park, a different city park, one of the Robert Brothers playgrounds. This is a professional construction job.
I was asked to organize up 2 conferences on women in art and society, which went to China, and that was very interesting because we met with really the top writers, filmmakers, women professionals at Fudan University in Shanghai and then again in Beijing.
Here's her car. We can get her any other way.
No.
Yeah.
Those tree trunks.
That's a cork tree.
I just thought I might see Fran's name there.
Benefactors of the Laramie Society. Well, she does belong to the Laramie.
Frances Hamilton White.
Her son's there too.
Ah, is that Phil and Madison White?
Yeah, that's new. I'm glad that's nice that they put that up. I wonder if she knows that's up there.
These are harder to see. I see it sort of.
It's about the 4th one down.
Yeah.
People from the Department of Agriculture. We have people from all over the country that come in with displays, butterflies.
Canary Islands garden. Huh?
Yeah. We have the largest bamboo collection here in the United States.
Ooh.
And this is the little gift shop and nursery up here. And they propagate plants. I often buy my plants in here for my garden. Because they're about half of what you pay in nurseries. But we have an approval to expand the garden. They down in the San Diego Museum of Art where they do flowers in accordance with the paintings. They're beautiful. Be careful. This is so pretty.
Isn't that beautiful?
Look at that purple.
Yes.
Isn't that
And the bar stools.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, nice job.
Gorgeous.
When I started here, I used to do the weddings. Be careful.
Yeah.
I used to set up the weddings. And then when I was working so much, I really, because I do 2 or 3 weddings a weekend. And I just didn't have the time. Well, Gardens put this in, and this is a waterfall rainforest type of thing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Which is really nice.
Yes.
It's just one of the different parts of the garden. But there are little lilies down there.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful.
I don't know. I want to take you to the blue sapphire, but it's dark. I can't believe the color of that plant.
Yeah.
Look at this one over here in the sun.
Oh, that is incredible.
Isn't that a beautiful?
Yes.
See how there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that gorgeous thing comes up. There's a bee working that one too.
Oh.
I just love that plant.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful.
little pond. And it has Bregstein right on top of it, so you got little purple flowers in there.
Oh, yeah.
And this is also a very popular little spot for a very small wedding. The waterfall deck where we were, those small weddings also. It's open every day from 9 to 5.
When Prill and I were involved together with the Junior League in Greenwich, it was during a period also when we were trying to figure out how we could translate all of the various different volunteer activities that we had been able to be involved in simultaneously while we were raising children, but then how you could translate those skills and thought processes that you had developed into a career that you could go back into the business world, or you could go certainly into more advanced management of nonprofits or whatever you were interested in, because you had gained many more skills, life skills, in that period than perhaps you thought, and it was sort of the idea of career development. This was a conscious program so that we could move on in our lives.
And conscious probing.
Exactly.
Well. Yeah.